Persuasion is a part of our daily lives. It is all around us. We see it in advertisements. We hear it from salespeople. Friends and family also use persuasion. Understanding how it works is very useful. It can help us make better decisions. It can also help us understand others. This knowledge allows us to navigate social interactions more effectively. The power of persuasion is subtle but strong. My research explores why people say yes. I have studied influence for many years. I looked at compliance professionals. These are people whose job it is to get others to agree. They use specific techniques. These techniques are often based on psychological principles. These principles work quietly. They affect our choices without us always realizing. We will look at 6 main principles. These are powerful tools of influence. Knowing them can protect you from manipulation. It can also help you to persuade others ethically. Let us begin to explore these fascinating ideas. Our brains are very busy. They process a lot of information every day. To cope with this, we use mental shortcuts. I call this the click-whir response. It is like a tape recorder. A trigger feature, the click, activates a standard sequence of behaviors, the whir. We do not always think deeply before acting. These shortcuts help us save time and energy. These automatic responses are usually helpful. They guide us correctly most of the time. For example, if something is expensive, we might assume it is high quality. This is a common shortcut. However, these shortcuts can also be exploited. Some people know how these triggers work. They can use them to persuade us. They can get us to say yes without much thought. Understanding this is the first step. In human interactions, similar automatic patterns exist. Compliance practitioners often use these. They find a trigger that makes us say yes. This awareness can help us pause and think. The principle of reciprocity is very powerful. It states that we feel obliged to repay others. If someone does us a favor, we want to do a favor back. This is a strong social rule. It exists in all human cultures. It helps societies function smoothly. People can give to others, knowing they will likely receive something in return. This fosters cooperation and builds relationships. This sense of obligation can be quite strong. It can make us agree to requests we might otherwise refuse. Think about free samples in a shop. When you accept a free sample, you might feel a small need to buy the product. Even a small initial gift can create this feeling. The Hare Krishna Society used this effectively. They gave people a flower before asking for a donation. Many felt compelled to give. Another example is when a colleague helps you with a task. You then feel more willing to help them later. This is reciprocity at work. Understanding this helps maintain your autonomy. The principle of reciprocity is very powerful. It states that we feel obliged to repay others. If someone does us a favor, we want to do a favor back. This is a strong social rule. It exists in all human cultures. It helps societies function smoothly. People can give to others, knowing they will likely receive something in return. This fosters cooperation and builds relationships. This sense of obligation can be quite strong. It can make us agree to requests we might otherwise refuse. Think about free samples in a shop. When you accept a free sample, you might feel a small need to buy the product. Even a small initial gift can create this feeling. The Hare Krishna Society used this effectively. They gave people a flower before asking for a donation. Many felt compelled to give. Another example is when a colleague helps you with a task. You then feel more willing to help them later. This is reciprocity at work. Understanding this helps maintain your autonomy. People have a strong desire to be consistent. We want our beliefs, words, and actions to match. Once we make a choice or take a stand, we feel pressure. We feel internal and external pressure to behave consistently with that commitment. This drive for consistency is a powerful motivator. It helps us feel reliable and rational. Society values consistency in individuals. This principle is often used in persuasion. One well-known technique is the foot in the door. A persuader starts with a small request. If you agree to this small request, you are more likely to agree to a larger, related request later. This is because you want to remain consistent with your initial action. Written commitments are particularly powerful. When we write something down, it feels more binding. People who write down their goals are more likely to achieve them. True consistency should align with your genuine values. We often look to others to guide our behavior. This is the principle of social proof. When we're unsure how to act, we observe what others are doing. We assume that if many people are doing something, it must be correct. This is especially true in ambiguous situations. Advertisers use social proof frequently. Phrases like best-selling or most popular tap into this principle. Testimonials from satisfied customers also work this way. The behavior of the crowd provides a heuristic, a simple rule for decision-making. It saves us from extensive research. To use social proof ethically, highlight genuine popularity and satisfaction. Share honest testimonials and case studies. Think independently. We are more likely to be persuaded by people we know and like. This is the principle of liking. Several factors can increase how much we like someone. Physical attractiveness is one. We tend to associate good looks with other positive traits like talent and kindness. Similarity is another factor. We like people who are similar to us in opinions, background, or lifestyle. This creates a sense of connection. Compliments also make us like people more. Even if we suspect flattery, compliments can be effective. They make us feel good about the person giving them. Cooperation towards a common goal can also increase liking. When we work together successfully, we build positive associations. Familiarity through repeated, positive contact is also important. We tend to like things and people that are familiar to us. Focus on the merits of the offer, not just the charm of the persuader. People tend to obey authority figures. This is the principle of authority. We are taught from a young age to respect and listen to those in position of power. This includes parents, teachers, doctors, and law enforcement officers. This deference to authority is generally beneficial. It helps maintain social order and allows for efficient decision-making. Experts often do know best in their fields. Symbols of authority can trigger this obedience. Titles like doctor or professor carry weight. Uniforms, such as a police officer's or a doctor's white coat, also signal authority. Even expensive clothes or cars can suggest status and authority. These symbols can persuade us to comply, even when the authority is not legitimate. We may not question their directives as much as we should. To use authority ethically, establish your expertise genuinely. Share your credentials and experience. Do not follow blindly. Things often seem more valuable when they are less available. This is the principle of scarcity. When something is rare or its availability is limited, our desire for it tends to increase. This is partly because we associate rarity with quality. It is also because we dislike missing out on opportunities. The thought of losing access to something can be a powerful motivator. Marketers use scarcity tactics frequently. Limited time offer and only a few items left are common examples. These messages create a sense of urgency. They encourage us to buy quickly before the opportunity disappears. Exclusive information is also perceived as more valuable. If we are told something is a secret or only for a select few, we pay more attention to it. To protect yourself from undue influence, be aware of the scarcity principle. Distinguish between genuine value and perceived value due to rarity. The 6 principles of influence: reciprocity, commitment and consistency, social proof, liking, authority, and scarcity are powerful tools. They are fundamental aspects of human psychology. Understanding them helps us see how persuasion works in our daily lives. This knowledge can empower us. It can help us become more effective communicators. It can also help us resist unwanted influence attempts. These are important skills. It is crucial to use these principles ethically. Persuasion should be about honest communication. It should be about creating win-win situations. Using these techniques to deceive or manipulate others is wrong. It can damage trust and relationships. The goal should be to inform and guide, not to exploit. Ethical influence respects the autonomy and intelligence of others. It seeks genuine agreement, not just compliance. By recognizing these principles at play, we can become more discerning consumers. We can make better choices. We can achieve our goals in a way that benefits everyone involved.